Ramesh.
I'm first wondering what fashion notes you guys are going to offer me, but we can bracket that and move on to it later. I think actually this was a pretty effective speech and a pretty effective convention. I shared some of Ruth's doubts about Harris as a candidate, particularly looking at the haplessness of her own presidential run in 2019 for the 2020 cycle. And she has, I think, exceeded a lot of expectations. She's been benefited by the palpable relief a lot of Democrats feel at not having to go into this election with the burden of Biden as their candidate. And she has achieved a kind of almost like a sorcery in presenting herself as the turn the page candidate while being the number 2 person in the incumbent administration. It's as though Hubert Humphrey or Al Gore in 1968 or 2000 had campaigned as being the people who can change America and liberate it from what's been going on when they were also the vice presidents. I think that that achievement speaks not only to her skill and to the joy that so many Democrats feel about Biden not being the candidate, but also the indiscipline and incompetence of the Republican campaign to define her. I guess one thing that I would say is that up until the speech, I did think the convention was maybe leaning a little bit too far in the direction of making the case against Trump, which is important to make, of course, for the party against him. And I think she made that effectively. But voters basically know where they stand on Trump. And there's been some more uncertainty about what people think about Harris. But I think she filled that gap pretty well last night in terms of providing her biography, associating herself with positive themes, some of them historically associated with conservatives, like freedom and opportunity and patriotism. Now, I would caution any Democrats who are overjoyed by this that convention bounces these days are pretty small. This is still a tight election. We're still a polarized country. She still has vulnerabilities, and we haven't really seen her perform in unscripted settings, which I think is going to make the possible debate more important. But for now, I'd say this is a decent start for her campaign.